Thank you for joining us for a moment in the Word. Yesterday we started out in Psalm chapter 8, and I'd like to go to the second verse now because it's a verse that was actually quoted by Jesus in the last few days of his life. He quoted this verse while he was in the temple teaching, and some children began saying, "Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna to the King." They were praising Jesus. And it says that the Jewish leadership that had rejected his authority were criticizing those children. They said, "Don't you hear what these children are saying?" And Jesus said, "Have you not read, out of the mouths of infants and nursing babies, you've prepared praise for yourself?" He was quoting Psalm chapter 8, verse 2. It says, "From the mouth of infants and nursing babes, you've established strength because of your adversaries to make the enemy and the avenger cease." Who would this enemy and avenger be? Well, you know full well that he's talking about Satan. And what was Satan's motive in rebelling against the authority of God? Well, it was pride. He wanted to be worshipped. That's in Isaiah chapter 14. And so Jesus is saying, I'm going to get praise from little babies and infants. I'm going to protect them and use them and shame him in the process. Shame the enemy and the avenger. For example, the deliverer of Israel from the bondage in Egypt, he was raised right under the nose of Pharaoh, rescued from the river, raised in the household of Pharaoh, later became Israel's deliverer. That's God for you. God shows his strength in weakness, and God gives grace to the humble, and he resists the proud. When Moses had reached the age of 80, and God said, "Now I'm going to send you back to lead the children of Israel out of Egypt and into the promised land," he made the statement, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh?" Do you hear the humility in that and the meekness in that? In fact, the Bible says there wasn't anybody at that time meeker than Moses. And so God shames the proud and he gives grace to the humble. And then who would the chief apostle be? Peter. When there was a miraculous catch of fish in the middle of the day when the fish shouldn't have been in the shallow water next to the bank, he caught so many fish that the net began to break. And what did Peter say? "Depart from me, O Lord. I'm a sinful man." You see the humility in that. God gives grace to the humble. And Jesus made the statement in Matthew chapter 18, unless you humble yourself and become like a little child, you're not going to enter the kingdom of heaven. And whoever learns to humble himself like this little child will be the greatest in the kingdom. And so the rewards that the Lord is going to hand out, he makes it pretty clear in his word. It's not the person who gives the most money or the person who sees the most converts or the person who has the most influence. It's going to be the person who learns the fine art of humility. God bless you real good. I'm all done.